Okay. You're one of those people that could do hot coffee on a hot day.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Even hot chocolate too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. All right. And like, there's no, are you one of those people that just does not sweat easily?
I wouldn't say easily. I mean, I do, especially if it's hot outside. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like super sensitive to it.
Okay. Yeah. How does your host family, like do they have fans at least, or is there air conditioning? I mean, there's not air.
Yeah, no, there's no air conditioner. So the nights, they can get pretty hot. I have like a small window in the right corner of my room that like kind of opens up. It opens up to kind of just like a window well type of area. So I get like a little bit of air, and then I have like a big fan that like is at the foot of my bed, and it's like just blowing on like my feet all night basically. It can get pretty hot during the day. So if I'm like trying to take a nap, sometimes it's difficult, but at night it's usually like, I feel like the temperature around here is pretty mild for part of it.
Yeah.
So
it's actually, we're really lucky in the San Jose area.
yeah.
It's relatively like manageable.
Yeah.
The air.
Because it's like kind of high elevation as well, right? It's
and it's in a valley.
yeah.
So I think that helps a lot. But at the beaches, because you've been to the beach. Have you been?
Yeah, we've been to both the Caribbean and the Pacific side. So
And is it hotter there?
yeah, in Puerto Viejo, like the Caribbean side, that some of the nights were brutal. Like I just sleep with nothing because it was just so hot. Like, and then
I can't do it. I haven't been there.
yeah,
I've been there years. I have not been there.
oh yeah, I would highly recommend. It was amazing. Like,
No, man.
yeah, I feel like what's like the coldest month of the year here? Like,
It's random. I mean, it can get kind of cold November, December,
okay, yeah,
but that's because it gets windy.
yeah.
But
If you can manage, I would say make the trip out there because the food and everything is like so amazing.
what I keep hearing is the food is ridiculous.
And the beaches are beautiful. Like, yeah, it was hot at night. It was muggy. It was really humid. Like, I feel like on the Pacific side, it wasn't as bad. Like when we were in Jaco and like near Manuel Antonio National Park, it definitely wasn't bad. But no AC is kind of like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't have air conditioning in my apartment. At school, we have it for our unit, but it doesn't work very well. It's only in the living room. So I'm used to like hotter temperatures, I guess, when I'm trying to fall asleep.
And does it get? I mean, it gets hot in Oregon, right? I mean, I haven't been there yet. I've been to Washington State.
Yeah, it's definitely it's similar to Washington. Like, we're in the Willamette Valley, so during the summer, basically from I want to say like middle of May until like the end of September, early October, it can get pretty hot. Not quite as hot as back home for me, but yeah, it's hot and sunny most days over the summer in Eugene, which makes up for basically like the 6 months of rain that we get from like mid-October until the end of April.
Okay, so then the rain here is like that kind of.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Like
when I first came here, I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah, no,
someone's got to do something.
Yeah. No,
this is
not okay. Yeah, no, I'm used to it because like. Yeah, Eugene, it's kind of the same thing. Like, it'll be like kind of nice in the morning and you'll be like, oh, it's shaping up to be a pretty nice day. Like, it's sunny. Like, oh, we could go golf later, or we could go play tennis, go play basketball, go on a run. And then about like 1 or 2 p.m., you'll see the clouds rolling in and you're like, like this is not good. Yep. And then the storms aren't as bad as here. Like here, it'll dump for like 20 to 30 minutes straight and you'll hear the thunder and see the lightning. Yep. It's more like the storms back home. In Eugene, it's more just like, especially during the winter, it's just light rain for like weeks in a row, basically, which can get like depressing at certain points. So whenever we do get like a sunny day here and there in the winter, it's like amazing. Campus is hopping, like everybody's enjoying themselves. Like
everyone gets excited.
Yeah. But here, I mean, I feel like we got even a little bit lucky. I feel like a lot of like our weekend excursions and just like things that we were able to do during the day, there wasn't as much rain as advertised. I guess I would say, like, people are like, yes, every afternoon it's going to tropical thunderstorm and this and that. but I feel like for the most part, I mean, there's obviously been a lot of rain.
Yeah.
But we have been really lucky on the certain days that we've like needed to do things in the afternoons or in the mornings. Like it's been beautiful weather for like when we've gone to the coast, gone to Monteverde, gone to Liberia.
Good.
So we definitely got really lucky at certain points with that.
It's nice, man.
Yeah.
Good. Well, then it's been a good trip overall, would you say?
Definitely. Yeah. It's the longest I've ever been like on a trip, like away from home. Obviously I've been at school like for longer periods than 8 weeks, but not like a vacation of sorts, which is kind of what this is. Even though it's like a study abroad, it's like nobody goes home from their study abroad and talks about their classes, you know, like, especially when you come to a place like Costa Rica, like, so yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the program, I knew that it was going to go by quickly because I knew like 8 weeks, oh, that's not even a term. Like it's going to go by pretty fast. Like I'm just going to try and like be in the moment, like enjoy every single little thing. Cause I don't know, like the next time I'll be back here, like hopefully like eventually, but it could be never, like you never know. And so I was really trying to take everything like one step at a time. But even now, just like looking back, it feels like just like going in the blink of an eye. I like, and I'm really telling myself that like I did enjoy everything. I was always living in the moment. I was always like trying to form new relationships and do things that I always wanted to do, try new things. I really feel like I was able to do that, but it's still, man, like just flew by.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that like I'm leaving on Saturday and like it just feels like it was like a week or two ago when I got here.
Goes
like,
by.
when I met my host family for the first time, like even in the so I mean obviously like in the moment when you're bored in class or like I'm sitting on my internship and I'm like not really doing much, like you feel like, oh man, this day is so slow. But it's like the days are long and the weeks are short.
Yeah.
So it's like I look back and I'm like, wow, like crazy. This is like this was my whole summer basically. Like I get a couple weeks back home and then I go back to school. And it's like just so fast. Like,
so can we back up? How did you hear about this program? Is this like a popular program? Is it a popular thing to do, or is it?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, we are like the pilot program. Like we're the first time that like a group of students from UO has come to Costa Rica for like this specific like area of study. I heard about it because one of the GEO coordinators, like the Global Education Oregon, like the study abroad program, like walked into one of my classes in the fall. It was a long time ago. It was I want to say like early to mid-November was when I found out about it. And he like gave the program pitch for like 5 minutes at the beginning of class. Like when our professor was just like getting set up and he was talking about Costa Rica and he was talking about sustainable business. And I was like, it sounds like it's kind of right up my alley because like I'm studying business as my major and I'm doing a minor in Spanish. And so I was like, that it sounds really interesting. And I was trying to come up with plans for the summer regarding like a job or an internship back home. And I was like, well, I mean, if I got the opportunity to take some classes and get an internship abroad and do like a lot of cool stuff, it's for 8 weeks. It seems it's affordable compared to all the programs that they have in Europe and Asia. And so it really caught my attention from the beginning. And so I got on it super early because I want to say applications didn't close until like March 31st. So I had like applied and gotten in by like the end of November. And I remember calling my parents being like, it was like, I want to say a couple days before Thanksgiving break, I was like, hey, so like, yeah, I wanted to tell you, like, I applied for the study abroad thing and like, I'm not really sure like what the plans are, if it's like the program's green lit yet, but I was like, I'm really excited about it. Like if it does happen. And then it was like a couple months later, really, like when everything closed and they got everything finalized and they were like, all right, your program's a go. I was like, all right, like, let's go. I was super excited. Like, cause I just felt like it was right on my alley. It's like two things that I'm interested in. It was my first time, like, leaving the country, like, that was not Canada.
Yeah.
So like definitely a different experience. And I don't know, it just sounded like a lot of fun. And something really clicked. I was like, I like really want to do that. And yeah, I definitely do not regret it. It's been an amazing time.
And did you know anyone else that was coming or that was planning to come?
At the time, no, I did not. Because I want to say I was like the first or second person who like applied and got into the program. And I was telling my friends about it, but they had other plans. One of my best friends is studying abroad in London right now. The other just got back from Spain, so he was not willing to study abroad again. So I was telling people about it.
With him, I mean, study abroad is amazing.
Yeah.
Any chance you can get.
Yeah, we did 5 months in Spain. He was going from like the beginning of January until like the end of May. So he was kind of burnt out.
He needed a little break.
Yeah. And then my other roommate's on the football team, so like they have practice over the summer. He can't come, and so I was kind of preparing to just like be all on my own. And then during the spring, I met Carosella, who saw my name like on one of the email lists or whatever, and like I had a class with her, and so she walked up to me after class and was like, "Hey, like, are you doing the study abroad in Costa Rica?" Like, she was like really, really shy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like, I didn't know you were, like, how'd you know?" And she was like, "Oh, I saw your name, whatever, like, are you excited?" And we only talked for a little bit, but it was funny. It was a sustainable business class together at UO, which is ironically like the point of this program. And so like I got to know her like a little bit in that class. Like we had group work together, like partner work a couple times. We were like the top 2 participators in the class, I want to say. So I like kind of knew her, but otherwise, I didn't meet anybody else until we had like an orientation of sorts with like a couple of the program directors, and probably early April, I want to say. We met like most people from the program and just like talked about it, just like very, very general things. And then I chatted with a couple people afterwards for like an hour. But that was about it. I didn't really meet anybody like substantially until I got here, which was kind of funny. Just like going in basically just blind, like not really sure, like, because I had 2 roommates that I had never met before. And then, yeah, like all like 20 others, basically, I want to say. I had met at least one time, but had never really talked to on like a deep level or like gotten to know. Like I didn't even know people's names, like, because it was a couple months later when I saw them again for the first time. So I remembered like 2 people's names, and one of them was Carosella. So
right.
that was about it. Yeah, that was funny.
Very good, man. And so, what was kind of what's the outline? What's the basic format of the program?
So the first 4 weeks was just classes. I was 2 separate classes, one for the first 2 weeks and then another for the second 2. The first class was a Spanish class. They divided us into like 3 levels. There was like, I want to say survival Spanish, intermediate Spanish, and then like a business Spanish.
Oh, they call it survival?
Yeah, survival Spanish, yeah. Like we're talking like real basic. Real basic.
Just to make sure you can just find the back.
Exactly, like
make sure you
order something, like, just like ask for directions, stuff like that. Like real basic level. That was the name of the class. It's like, can you get around here like on a very, very basic level? And so a lot of people were in that. There were a good amount of people in the intermediate one, and then myself and 3 others were in the advanced one. It was called business Spanish, I want to say. And then the second class was the sustainable business class. We had that all together as a group. It was maybe 19 of us, 18 or 19 of us in that class. So we had that for the next 2 weeks. And then there was an option when you signed up for the program to stay for an additional 4 weeks and participate in an internship that you're just assigned. And I remember when I was looking at the program, like that was the selling point for me, because I was like, oh, okay, an additional 4 weeks. It's like no class. It's like I'd be in like a real work environment. I'd be like getting around by myself. I would have extra time to like explore, get to know the area, the country, my host family. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do that. And so I want to say it was kind of like half and half. Like half the people stayed for the internship, and then the other half decided not to for one reason or another. I'm really, really grateful that I did. I've had a great time the last 4 weeks, but that was like the general structure. And then when we were with like the entire program for the first 4 weeks, we had like excursions, or we would travel places. Like on the weekends, we went to like La Fortuna and San Carlos and San Luis, and that was amazing. We saw like Arenal volcano. Another weekend, we went to Manuel Antonio, like the most famous national park in Costa Rica. And that was a lot of fun. And then we did like excursions. We did like a dance class with like a couple local people here. We did a tour of like a coffee farm, a chocolate company, and then just like a couple random things. We did a Heredia tour, a San Jose tour. I feel like that was pretty much it. And then just the classes was just every day, basically from 8 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. So 4.5 hours, kind of rigorous. It was definitely difficult, especially the Spanish class, because like my class was a little more lecture heavy. We didn't have like a ton of activities, so it was basically just like 4 hours and 10 minutes some days of straight lecture, and it's all in Spanish as well. So I'm like auto translating in my head. It was just like a lot of brain power. Like the sustainable business class was a little bit more dynamic. We had like there was some days where we'd start at 9 and end at 12. Some days like we'd start at 10 and end at like 12:30 or 1. So the schedule was a little bit more flexible, but it was still like mostly just like in the morning, and then we would go out and do stuff as a group in the afternoon. We never really had homework. For the Spanish class, my partner and I had like a presentation, but it was not a crazy amount of work. They were like very lenient. They knew that we're coming to another country to study, and like they want to give us time to have fun, basically.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep. To enjoy it. That's awesome. And so can we talk, you touched on the Spanish. How long has Spanish been a part of your life?
A long time, technically speaking, because I went to public school like my entire life, and in my town that I was going to school in, I wouldn't say it was required, but it almost was, to be taking it for like a long time. So like once a week in elementary school from like 1st to 5th grade, we had like a 30-minute like Spanish class. And then in middle school, you got to choose between Spanish or French. So I took Spanish those 3 years. And then I took it in high school for all 4 years. And then I took it in university for 3 years. This was actually the last class that I needed to complete here for my minor. So it was nice that it worked out that way. So it's been in my life for a long time, but the public school language education, I can't speak for the US in general, but I would posit that it's not great in a lot of places. In my town, it's a nice town. Like we have pretty good education, but the language education is not great. Like we spend 5 years in elementary school basically just learning, it's like the bare minimum, like colors, how to count to 20, like
Animals.
Yeah, animals, basic vocab words like window and door and chair and stuff like that. And then, just like very, very, very basic things. Cause it's like you're introducing like a little kid basically to another language. And then you like kind of build off that for like 3 years in middle school. It's like just more vocab, more grammar. Like you start to learn the conjugations of only the present tense, basically. And then it's just more like trying to get used to speaking, things like that. But the way it's taught is it's just a lot of like paperwork. It's a lot of flashcards, like memorization, and it's not super dynamic. Like you're not always like trying to practice talking and having conversations. And then high school is tough because like because of COVID, like I basically missed an entire year of Spanish. Like I took it online, but it's like you can't really do that. It's like not really the same. And like so yeah, basically like a year and a half of like no real Spanish class. And then my senior year I feel like was a big step forward because I took AP, like advanced placement.
Oh, you did?
Which is like a college level class technically. And so I feel like that was like the first like real Spanish class I ever took where we had to like read literature or a poem or like listen to a song and do some sort of like analysis, or we were doing like presentations in front of the class solely in Spanish. It was obviously for only like 2.5 to 3 minutes for the most part, but I feel like that was like my first like actual like step forward in terms of like speaking the language, not just like learning it.
Yeah.
But that was like year 10 technically into like my Spanish like education. It's like the first time that I'm getting like practical knowledge and practice. Like one of our assignments was like take your family to a Spanish speaking restaurant and like order for everybody in Spanish, like stuff like that. It was a little bit more useful. And then But then a lot of it was just prep for the AP exam, which is obviously just on paper. It's writing, it's listening. The speaking portion was like very small. It's like reading comprehension. And then, so when I got to college, I knew automatically that I wanted to have it as a minor because it's not that many additional classes. And I feel like it would look good for just on my transcript for like an employer to be able to say like, yeah, I'm proficient in a second language. Like, I feel like it's becoming more and more important.
Yeah.
Or at least I hope it is.
Right.
And my first year in college was basically just grammar review. Like I was at UO, it's called the 200 level. So it's like the more intermediate level because it's like 100, 200, 300. And so I started in the 200. It was basically just straight grammar for 3 terms straight. Grammar and vocab, which was honestly so helpful because like I hadn't like actually learned that since middle school. So it had been over 5 years basically. And then sophomore and junior year, so the last 2 years is like where I got into the more advanced classes. But a funny realization that I had like while I was here was especially because my internship is at a school. So I'm like always like constantly just talking to the students. Like they're always coming up to me, shaking my hand. Like we're just chatting basically for the whole day. Cause they're always like super curious about like my life and about the US and stuff like that. And so I have like a lot of great conversations with them, but I realized that like my conversational skills are like far, far below where I thought they would have been. And it's just because I think like lack of practice. Like in the US, it's just like, I don't have the opportunity. Like nobody in my family speaks Spanish. People in my community do, but like they also speak English. So it's all just English. I haven't had just like casual conversations. So like, because of like the classes that I've taken at UO, I could have a debate with you about like some historical topic or something about the like American politics, something very advanced, but I couldn't just have like a normal chat. Like
That's so funny.
yeah, and so that like I was really thinking about that after like a couple weeks. I was like, man, like I'm just like not as good as I thought. Like, because I just can't like chat on a basic level. Like I'm talking with my host family, I'm like racking my brain trying to remember how to say something so normal. And so I feel like it's just kind of like the design of the classes where it's like you're studying something very specific, very rigorously. So it's getting me good about talking about the Cold War in Spanish and talking about American intervention in South America in Spanish, but it's not improving my like everyday like street conversation skills that I can have with like the Uber driver or somebody I'm sitting next to on the bus or somebody that I meet at a restaurant or a tour guide or something like that. So that's something that I feel like I've really, really improved on measurably. Like from like basically week 1 when I had like my first real interactive conversations with like native citizens versus now where like I feel like I can like hold pretty good conversation in Spanish. I feel like that's where I made the biggest strides. But that was just a hilarious realization. I've told my mom about it on the phone. I was like, yeah, like I got to get better at these normal chats because like I can't debate these kids about like the economy and stuff. Like they're not going to understand what I'm talking about. But like I got to be able to tell them like about my weekend and about like this and that about like my favorite things. And I could sort of do that at the beginning. It came out a little bit slow.
Yeah.
It sounded probably the way I worked around what I didn't know how to say was probably a little bit unnatural. But I feel like it's just become more and more natural. Like, I mean, I've been here for 8 weeks, so I would hope it has been. But no, I definitely know that I've made an improvement. But I feel like if there was a way to like, if I had like some sort of recommendation for the education system in the US, that would just be one of many. I feel like, especially just for like any sort of language program, it just needs to be a little bit more immersive. That's what I realized. And it's difficult to like imitate the environment, but there's got to be some way you can kind of work around that. Like, cause that was like, it was the opposite of what it should have been. I feel like I should have had more regular conversational skills and not known how like to talk about just these more like hyper specific topics. Like, I guess it was kind of on me, but like I thought I was going to be better. Like have you heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect?
No.
It's this like psychological like concept or theory. Like I was talking with my mom about like my perceived lack of knowledge of Spanish, and she's a psychologist, and so she was telling me about this, and it was like it basically describes like, if I remember correctly, it's like the more you learn and continue to learn about a certain subject, the more you realize that you have far more to learn than you initially thought. Like, and so like me coming off of like winter term where I'd like taken my hardest Spanish class, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm good at Spanish. Like this it's easy. Like I could just talk. Like I could go to a foreign country and be completely fine. Like it wouldn't be difficult. And then there's like something in the curve called like it's like the Valley of Despair or whatever. When you realize like, oh, I have like way more to learn than I previously thought. Like I thought I was an expert and like now I'm down in the dumps. Like this is bad. But then like there's like the gradual rise, and then you eventually hit like the enlightenment, I guess you would call it. And I feel like I'm not quite to like the second peak yet, but I'm definitely like I'm on the up for sure. I'm past like that. The valley happened like week 2 that I was here, and I was like, man, this is way harder than I thought. Like I was good enough to get around, obviously. Like it's not like I could speak like a medium level. Like I never had trouble asking anybody for anything. I never really had trouble understanding. It was more just like my expectations for myself weren't being met. My host family kept on telling me like, oh no, you're great. Like we love talking to you, because my 2 roommates spoke like nothing. So I was basically just like a translator for them, because my host parents don't speak really any English. My host dad kind of does, but he prefers to speak in Spanish, obviously, because it's like his native language. And so like they were always telling me like, oh, you're so great. And then like my Spanish professor was telling me you're so great, but I just kept feeling like, man, like they can tell me that, but I'm not like feeling it. Like I'm not feeling it as much as I thought I should have. Like, and so I was a little bit disappointed in myself, but then I realized like there's no point in being disappointed. It's like, because like you got 2 options, like you can do that or you can just improve.
Right.
And so like I really just like tried to make an effort to like really have more conversations with random people, like the waiter or the bartender or my host family, my professor after class, just like going up to them and like trying to chat. Like now with my students, it's like I don't even have to do that, because they just come up to me and start talking, which is great, because it's like, because they're helping me improve my Spanish, and then we'll switch to English and I can help them improve their English as well. And so it's like a very interesting dynamic. Like, and so that's been great. But like I'm just very happy that like I had that realization, and now like I'm definitely like way, way, way better than I was like coming into the program, when I had like a lot more confidence. Now I like, it's not even really about confidence. Just like I know my level. I know what I really need to improve on. Like I think my humility just grew, honestly. Like I came in being like, you know, like I'm probably fluent. Like it's fine. Like I'll be fine. Like, and I definitely wasn't bad. Like I said, like I was probably like the second best Spanish speaker in our program, because it technically wasn't a requirement. So there were a lot of people who were like just novice level, like couldn't really do or say anything. Like at least I could have a conversation. It might be like slow developing, but like I could have it. So I will give myself some credit. Like I was pretty good, but now I would say I'm like in between a medium and advanced level, whereas I started at just a medium level. So I think, just being here for 8 weeks, like I improved more than like my entire education in the US.
Yeah, it's amazing how language, and I've never felt more excited kind of academically, educationally, than when I had some kind of like progress with language and with Spanish. And,
it's so satisfying.
Oh
like,
my gosh. And you can, and it's great is you can learn something new and you can apply it pretty much immediately. It's like, this isn't like, oh, when you get into the field, when you get the job, it's like, walk out of the door. Because I studied in Spain for a semester, and that when I was in college, and that was
what part of Spain?
Cadiz, in the very south.
Very south. Okay.
Yeah. It's close to like Sevilla.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Yeah. So, but I got to travel to like Madrid and Barcelona, and I went because it was on the southern coast. I got to go to Morocco for a few days.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was eye opening as well. Yeah. So that was kind of like next level thing that I got out of that trip that I didn't plan on it. Like it just wasn't even on my radar. And then it was just like this, like bonus.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Radford University, which is in Radford, Virginia. It's not far from Virginia.
Are they the Bulldogs?
No, we are the Spartans. Wait. Oh my God.
They have
Tortons. Sorry.
They have good basketball, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say I've like heard their name or I've seen them when I fill out my bracket,
Yeah.
like for March Madness. So yeah, I have.
Yeah.
It's in Richmond.
Well, no, that's the Richmond Spiders. So
Okay.
other side of the state, right state, other side of the state.
Oh, I see.
Southwestern part of the state. We're right down the street, like half hour from Virginia Tech.
That's in Blacksburg, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What town is Radford in?
Radford, Virginia.
Oh, it's just called Radford?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was great. It was great. My cousin went there, which is how I was like familiar with it, and it was just such a great experience. And it was like I wanted to go there. I went on not a recruiting trip. What do you call that? Just like
a tour. So like a college tour. Yeah.
They had this bus for us, and this was, oh my God, I didn't want to say how long ago this was, but they recruit a lot from Northern Virginia, which is where I'm from, not just outside of DC.
Okay, yeah.
And so they had a bus, and I don't know if they still do this, but for quite a few years in a row back then, they had this bus, and they would, get all these students and maybe their parents from schools in the area, and then drive down. It's like 4.5 hours from the DC area.
Yeah.
And and I remember it was cold. It was kind of like sleeting / kind of snowing / freezing rain.
Yeah.
And I was like, this place is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, so I went to the right place, made a lot of good friends. And it's funny, the semester, if anyone ever asked me, what was your favorite time in college? And I always say, it was the semester that I wasn't there, and I was
semester in Spain. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah, man, gets you out of your bubble, gets you out of your comfort zone. I was scared to death.
Yeah,
but I got there in the first couple weeks. I was like, "This is a mistake." And then,
did you have like any sort of Spanish experience then, or?
Yeah, I mean, I studied it for 4 years, starting 8th grade, and then like a dummy, I took off my 12th grade year. I was like, I'll take a year off.
Yeah.
Got everything.
Yeah.
And then my freshman year, I didn't take it. I took it again my sophomore year. And then and this is why I was curious about how you found out about this program, because I found out about my study abroad program when I still remember, buddy of mine, Lisa, we went to actually the same high school. She's a couple years younger than me, but she was but we were in the same class, Spanish class. And I guess she had asked about study abroad. The teacher talked to her about it, just giving her more information.
Yeah.
And I was totally eavesdropping. I was like, sounds kind of cool. Sounds kind of scary, but I don't know why why am I interested in this? And so I thought it was a big mistake when I first got there. I went during the fall, which is like the low time for people to do a study abroad a lot of times traditionally.
Definitely, yeah.
And but it ended up being the best time because I got a room to myself. It was me and my host family. It was just, I don't know, I feel like I got to connect more, and there weren't I didn't have to I didn't have to worry about speaking a lot of English because there weren't a lot of English speaking people around me.
Yeah.
So I kind of hit the jackpot with that. Yeah.
It just really forces you to improve. That's the biggest thing that I noticed is like, I kind of knew it was going to happen too. Like, because I mean, Costa Rica is touristy enough where like, if you go to certain areas, like a lot of people are speaking English, like a lot of the workers at the hostels and restaurants, stuff like that. Like even the people here at Starbucks, like speak a little bit of English, like, but like staying with the host family, like is just so much more immersive. Like, cause they don't speak it. Like all of our host families don't really speak any sort of English. So it's just really, really, really like you have to improve. Like there's no other option. It's like either that or like you cannot communicate like with your host parents. You can't ask for things. Like you can't ask them how they're doing, whatever. Like I feel like that's just a good point. Like, it's just really, really obligatory, I guess, like would be the word.
Yeah, that's good, man. So by the way, well, it's easier now. I'm an old guy. So, imagine back when I was going to school, if you were not in a Spanish speaking environment, there was nothing. Like you couldn't do anything online.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess I could. The best I could do was rent or buy Spanish language
Like a
movies.
text. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not even like a textbook of some kind.
I guess I could. I wasn't a big reader. I'd lose my patience with reading even
That's
now,
boring.
but-
That's boring.
Yeah, and so it was. I was like, I'm a good listener. I love to listen, and so
Yeah.
especially with language, that's pretty good. And so like my listening ability is much better than my speaking ability.
Yeah.
But and it still is, even though I try to, bump
Yeah.
the speaking ability up. It always kind of it kind of if Flanders, it goes up and down.
Yeah.
More so but my listening is pretty solid most of the time. But so I back then I just rented or bought and watched as many Spanish language movies as possible. But now you might be able to find, because obviously, I teach English online. Maybe you could do some kind of, I don't know what there is, but some kind of Spanish online conversational program.
Yeah.
Just so it doesn't, you don't lose too much of it. Hopefully that you don't lose any.
Yeah.
And then you can watch YouTube things in Spanish.
Yeah.
But it's the practicing to keep your conversational skills up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be the hard part.
That's the thing that I'm worried about, because like I'm not taking any more classes. Not like it would really make a difference in terms of conversational skills, but like I said, like one of my roommates since freshman year, we've lived together for the last 3 years. He's half Panamanian. So he like went into college like kind of knowing Spanish because he kind of grew up around it, like with his dad, and his mom was pretty good at it too. But yeah, he studied abroad in Spain for 5 months, and so I feel like we're about probably at the same level in terms of like just Spanish ability. So I'm hoping that he can be kind of like my practice partner, and like the two of us can just have like some days or times when like we can just keep each other accountable and like really just try to keep the same level and maybe even improve like in terms of speaking, because otherwise like it'll be difficult. I'll have to like really seek out like more like Latino friends at UO, people who I can talk to in class or outside of class, like people I run into like at the bar, at a football game, just like any sort of way to like sharpen my skills, or just keep them where they are. Like, because I would even be satisfied with that. Like if I could stay at the level I'm at now for forever, basically, like then I'd be happy with that, because I'm good enough to be like a functioning member of society here. Like I would get up in the morning and I talk with my host parents. It's only in Spanish. I go to work. Nobody at the school speaks English really. Like a couple of the students speak English pretty well, which is funny because they're like way better than the professors speak none. And the students are the students are the ones who speak a little bit of it because they're learning it in school. And a couple of them like have parents who speak English. And so they're like being forced to learn at home. And so they'll come up to me and speak in English. And so, but it's like, I can be a functioning member of society here. And that was like my goal, is like, can I not only just survive, but like have a good time and not ever have to worry about anything. Just like go about my normal life and like enjoy it. And like I've been doing it for the last 8 weeks basically, but mostly for the last 4. And so that was kind of like my ultimate goal when it came to Spanish, was just being like, I could live in another country and get by and even more. Like, so I definitely want to just like keep my level. And if I can improve, great. Cause like if I could get towards like full fluency, which I think would be difficult, but not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Like, yes, it's not impossible. I feel like I'm also technically speaking not that far away.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know for sure. People's like definition of fluency, I feel like varies. Like some people would say that like, yeah, if you can just like be a functioning member of a society that doesn't speak your native language, then like that's fluent. I wouldn't say that.
No.
I would say it has to be a little bit more advanced than that. But I feel like, I also want to learn a different language at some point. Like the problem is like starting out is, I feel like, just going to be by far the hardest part. Like I can't even choose one, because it's like I'm like going back and forth on a couple, and I'm like, I really just don't know. Like I don't know which is going to be the most beneficial or which is going to be easiest, hardest. Like, and then I feel like just the first like initial introductory phase, like the first 6 months are gonna be so hard. Like you're just have to be on Duolingo or online or watching movies or shows or listening to the music or trying to read maybe even like. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even like I can't choose a language at this point. I've been thinking about it for a while, honestly, because I do want to eventually become trilingual.
Yeah.
I would consider myself bilingual, even if I'm not completely fluent in Spanish. Like I'm like I would say I'm very good. So like I would consider that like bilingual. Trilingual is like a whole other conversation because I feel like it took me this long to get to where I'm at in Spanish. Like I can't even imagine like just like French or German, for example, like trying to learn that and then be at my level of Spanish in one of those languages. So it'll take me so long.
Yeah.
Especially just because I'll have less time like working and stuff like that. So, but I feel like if I really dedicate myself, then it's definitely possible. Like a romance language that is like it wouldn't be possible to learn like. Well, I mean it's obviously possible, but I just don't have like the will or the intelligence really to learn like Arabic or Mandarin or Japanese or some sort of like more advanced language. Like I know a couple phrases in Mandarin. That's about it. Like I couldn't learn the entire language. It's too difficult. Like I'm not smart enough for that, I think.
Well, you know what? You'd be surprised. And it's I'm in the same situation. We're in the same boat, man. I want to be trilingual. I wanted to be trilingual in college. And I was like, I'll just pick up French. And I took a French course, like it's just a basic French course. Yeah. And the thing that I realized about French is as opposed to Spanish, where you pronounce every single letter and every single word and they sound the same.
Yeah.
In French, you've got this long word and you pronounce half of the letters.
Yeah. It's like every word ends with a vowel too. So you're always ending the word with like or something. It's more like a sound. Yeah. Like it's like it's less like actual like diction and more just like making noise. Like at least when I hear French or sometimes like Dutch as well, like that's all I'm hearing and thinking about. Like I feel like a language like Portuguese it would definitely be measurably easier just because it's pretty similar to Spanish. Even Italian is like pretty similar to Spanish. So in terms of like the way it's spoken, some of the words like because they originate from like basically the same place. Some of like the grammar, it's just it's the pronunciation of Portuguese that would really get me like I already know like pronouncing like they pronounce like R's and H's a lot differently. Yes. So like that would just be such a tough adjustment because like my mind would be like thinking of Spanish pronunciation as I'm trying to speak in Portuguese. I'd be like, and I would mess something up. Be like, whatever, like brush it off. But I think that would be easier. Like, something like French where the pronunciation is so different. It's like, you really would just have to like rewire your brain into like French mode. Like don't think in English, don't think in Spanish. Like, that'd be really difficult. Like,
and so a lot of my students that I have online, they are the ones I have the most are Turkish, Brazilian are the second, and third are Japanese. Spanish, I didn't see this coming. I didn't even see teaching online coming, but thank you, COVID.
Yeah.
This is where I am now. And I'm still here doing it because I love it so much. And I get to connect with so many people around the world. I have students and friends all around the world. Please keep that in mind because it is just either as like a side gig or something between, or if you want something to get you to where you can, make enough money to live in one of these countries where the cost of living is lower, and maybe you can get paid in US dollars. I mean, I can do that here. I couldn't do my job and live in the US. It wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
But anyway, my Portuguese students, I didn't realize, I didn't even think about it, but like they'll be like, oh, I wonder what this word is. And I'm just like, what's it in Portuguese? And they say it. Yeah. And I'm like, sounds just like that word in Spanish. And so the English word is this. Yeah. So Portuguese, you would learn quite fast. Yeah. Italian, also, same thing. Yeah. But at least with Romance languages, even though the French like pronunciation and that would be tough, I think a lot of the rules are similar, and I think the way the languages kind of function are similar. So I think like once you kind of get that, you're in that mindset. Like it would be hard. Yeah. I think Portuguese or Italian would be hard for you if you did not know any language, but because you know about like conjugation and when you can be flexible and when you can't. Like you've just got this
Yeah.
language mindset that a lot of people who have it
Yeah.
spoken language.
I feel once you learn a second one, like I think there's like research showing that like your mind adapts and like you can learn. Like it's easier for you to pick up other ones. Like, and plus, yeah, like even with French, there is like word crossover. Like I know like the word for like mountain in French is just like mont. Like, and the word for green is, because in Spanish it's verde and in French it's ved, like ver. So it's like there is some simple crossover. Like, so learning like basic vocabulary wouldn't be difficult. It'd just be more like yeah, there's the conversational aspects. Like that would be really, really hard. I feel like to learn like the vocab and some of like the grammatical rules wouldn't be like crazy difficult, just because it's like if you can really apply yourself. But then it's like going out and actually practicing it and like trying to implement it. That's the hardest part of any language, I think. Like, yeah. Portuguese maybe a little bit different, just because I feel like it's so similar. Like, I feel like I could pick it up like a proficient level within a couple of years, I want to say. Like,
or sooner.
Yeah, maybe even
maybe if you dedicated yourself or discipline, it would come faster than you thought and you think.
Yeah, French would be like a longer haul project.
Probably.
But I feel like they're both around like a similar level of like utility. Maybe French a little bit, or I don't know. Maybe Portuguese is a little bit more useful, just because I feel like you meet a lot of Brazilians everywhere. There's so many Brazilians in the US. Like,
yeah, I went to Florida at the end of May, went to Orlando.
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
did you go to
Spanish?
Did you go to Disney?
Ready. I went to, well, not my blood nephew, but my nephew, my best friend's son. His name is Owen. He had an internship at Disney.
Really?
Yeah. He was at Epcot when I went there, the week when I was there. And so I went to Epcot to hang out.
That's dope.
See him. And
do you go back to the US a lot, or?
No. Well, I go more now because I can afford it.
Yeah.
Before teaching online,
the
money teaching in classrooms here wasn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, so as a result, I was kind of stuck in Costa Rica.
Stuck, What a travesty,
life was awful.
Yeah.
Being in this tropical country where it never snows. Nice people, awesome food, and just like
affordable.
Yes.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Compared to the US?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So I want to, I'd say, challenge you. I think it's not homework, but being that I'm a couple decades plus older than you, the time to do this kind of thing is now. Dude.
Yeah.
Don't wait. And it's terrible to say don't worry about career, because you don't go to college to not worry about your career.
Yeah.
But that'll be available. What's going to escape you if you're not careful is something like this. Now, things have kind of changed. Whereas there are online, there are remote jobs or virtual jobs, but even those are shrinking pretty quickly to a scary level. And so I have one of where during in the throes of COVID, I was just like, well, my job is just like everybody else's, 100% online. I could be here, I could be there, I could be anywhere. And then at the beginning of this year, 2025, a lot of companies were like, guess what we want you to do, guys? Back to the office.
Yeah.
And it was shocking. Now my job is unique. And it gets harder and harder the deeper you get into your professional life. It gets harder and harder. So I would say before you get married, before you fall in love, before you get married, before you have kids, before you own a house or a car or any of those other things that kind of keep you requiring you to work because you got to pay for them, do this thing as much, like, wear it out just as much as possible, because life is going to change, as it should. I'm one of these rare people where a lot of those typical things or milestones in life, it just didn't make sense for me. They just didn't happen for me or whatever. But thank goodness, because I'm here and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And so those goals that you have for yourself. And by the way, I'm convinced now, even if you're starting from zero, no better way to learn a language than to immerse yourself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't fully immerse yourself if you can't get out of the country.
Yeah.
So, bud,
Yeah.
start looking at programs.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I think, yeah, outside of like travel, because like because like I'm going into my 4th year. So,
Yeah.
like graduating in the spring. And then I think next summer, my friends and I are like going to try and like go on like a cool sort of like vacation or trip.
Yeah.
So I know that'll for sure be like a next time where I get out of the country. And then like I want to go with my family too, at some point, probably next summer. And then I've also just been thinking about like maybe graduate school in the US or in Europe. Like
That would be amazing.
yeah, or just like eventually I think my like ultimate dream is to like not live in the US. And like hopefully by like in like 10 years or so I can be like settled living in like another country, because I feel like I don't want to live in the US when I'm older. Like,
And that's more of an option now than ever before.
Yeah.
And hopefully it continues to be an option.
Yeah.
Because that option opened up for a lot of people and then it closed for a lot of people. So
yeah.
suddenly, but the pandemic showed us that it's possible.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a little more tricky than it used to be. But
Yeah.
but yeah, you can do it, man.
Yeah.
What time is your yoga class?
I'm leaving in like about an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buddy.
No, I'm so glad. Like,
And it's so fun to get to talk to, number one, just a good human being, and a good brother, but also someone who's not a native English or not a native Spanish speaker and has Spanish as part of their life.
Yeah.
You know, there are things listening to you that I've experienced that are kind of similar, and it's good to hear the small differences and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I feel like, yeah, most people who like us who are trying to like learn another language would have like somewhat similar experiences or realizations. Like they realize like, oh shit, I'm not as good as I thought, or like just stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody who's going through the process would feel certain sentiments, like how we talk about how it's just so satisfying. Like when you learn something and then you immediately get to employ it. It's not like it's not like a mathematical concept where it's like,
Right.
okay, in the future you may or may not use this, but like I learned a vocab word and like 2 hours later when I'm talking with my host mom, I'm using that word.
Yes.
Or like just something like that. It's like the payoff is just like, it's very satisfying because it's so practical. Like it feels like so real world, like because it is like, and so yeah, I feel like most people like who learn a second language, like could agree on like a lot of those points. Like maybe their journey was easier or harder than mine. Maybe it was like longer, shorter, more or less rigorous. Like, but I feel like for the most part, it's like a pretty average like rise for me. Just like one of those people who like learned Spanish when they were like pretty young or sort of got introduced to it. And then I feel like it's kind of rare though. Like I like stuck with it. Like most people, like at my high school, at least, like most white guys, at least, like they take like the 2 mandatory years, like freshman and sophomore year. And then like they don't continue with it. Some people take it until senior year because they want to take AP just for like the college credit, but then they don't continue it in college. Like, or they take it for like the biliteracy seal, which is like an exam that you get like either your junior or senior year of high school. I can't remember which one I took it in, but it's like you take it and then you get like something on your high school diploma saying that you're like bilingual. And so people take it more for like the achievement aspect of it, I want to say, like, which I feel like is what I kind of started out doing it as, because I was like, oh yeah, this is going to look great on a job application. Like, yeah, I speak a second language and it's like a very popular language. But then I think like as I matured a little bit more and like as I like just kept on developing, I like grew to appreciate like the language itself and just like the process of learning it. Like I realized how difficult it was to like actually get good at another language.
So
like it's so hard. Like it takes a lot of just mental effort. Like,
and you know, one thing that I've learned, even especially here, and the longer I'm here, the more that I learn that what I learned is either not completely applicable or it's just not true as far as some of the things, like some of the words that I learned growing up, and they were in a book and they were on paper, and it was like I put it on the flashcard, and I remember learning, and I got I got that answer right on the quiz.
Yeah.
And I get here, they're like, that's not right.
It's It definitely varies by country too. Like I feel like it's like you studied abroad in Spain, so like you would know that like Spain Spanish is a lot different, and like
very different.
We learn like in the U.S. we learn like Latin American Spanish, technically, but like each country has its own sort of unique like way of like different words because they have like some sort of indigenous influence maybe, or just like different like the slang. Slightly different pronunciation maybe, like depending on really where you are, like, or it's just like just different words for like the same thing, like, which is funny. Like that's what I noticed because like I have like Mexican friends at school, and I was talking with them about it, and they were like, oh yeah, we don't use like those words that like you're learning in Costa Rica, and I was like, oh great, like so if I go to Mexico, I'm gonna have to like relearn the language, like.
Yeah,
no, it's not that different, but it's like just like small things here and there. Like I noticed the same thing, and I haven't even been here very long. But it's like sometimes I'll say something like, "Oh yeah, it's like we say it like this, and that around here." Like, and I was like, "Oh, I learned XYZ at school, and I guess that ain't right." Like, the grammar or whatever. Like, the funniest thing was I don't know if you remember, but like the first time that we met, like when you were like helping all the people with the grammar, and you pulled out the word realizar.
Yes,
I swear, I learned that to be realized. Like
so did I, and that's what I was thinking when I was telling you.
No, like I swear I learned that, and it's to execute. And now I remember, like at some point, maybe in college, maybe in high school, like pulling out the translator for it because I was like, okay, this is way too obvious. And I remember seeing it be like execute. And I was like, no, like that can't be right. Because my professor used it in her essay as realize. And now I realize it's darse cuenta. Like, and that's just like, that's one of those things that like, I was like, man.
Yo, and I taught it.
I know.
The thing in the US, I taught it. So that was one of my humbling moments.
Yes, that was
just like,
I can, oh my God. I'm grateful like I didn't use that word like wrongly, like when I was here. Like I never had to say that. And then like you mentioned, I was totally like, oh my God, like that totally slipped my mind. Like I totally would have just said realizar, and my host parents would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, stuff like that where it's like the word is so similar, but it's just like it's not the case. There was another one that I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. Well, I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh man, like how is that not the direct translation? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the one that I teach with my Costa Rican students that they think it's a continent, right? They think it's a continent, and it's not between Spanish and English. I'm like, I love this moment.
Yeah.
And then my students are probably like, oh my God.
You know what it is? It's adecuado, like appropriate, but it sounds so like adequate. But adecuado and adequate are not this. They're not the same because adequate, like they say, like suficiente, like sufficient, like and so like I mixed that up one time, and I was really embarrassed because I was like, it's just so similar, like, but it's just not it. Like, and I really thought like that it was, and then it was like a lady on the bus back from Monteverde, like corrected me because I was like talking, and she was like, oh yeah. Like, that means appropriate. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, that doesn't mean adequate. And then I remembered that adequate, they say it's suficiente. And I was like, man, add that one to the bank right there. It's like, now I'm never going to forget that because I was embarrassed. And I was like, I feel like once you have a moment like that, like, you just don't forget it.
No, you don't. And that's why you need to try to, like, put yourself in these situations.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you can have these moments.
Yes.
Another one real quick anecdote that I've experienced is as far as, because, I teach English online all day, and so I'm just speaking English. And then if I'm not careful, my Spanish, and I'm here, can go, I mean, it can almost disappear. And so I even find myself, like if I'm at a store and someone says, oh, do you know about our deals for the day? I don't want to know about the deals for the day, but I want the interaction in the conversation.
Yeah.
So I have that. Someone might maybe find, especially in downtown, like San Jose or something, and someone with a clipboard comes up to you and is like, "Get us
Like
up
those,
there."
like those internet service providers.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
and I just stop, and probably they're like, someone's actually stopping, so they're happy. I get the interaction. Also, Uber drivers, I'm just like, they do not know this is my conversation time.
No, that's
so it's easier to find those moments when you're immersed. So but buddy, how fun is this? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I feel like I could talk to you for hours.
I know. Yeah, it's so easy. Like, because I feel like we're pretty similar. Have like similar mindsets, like stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really grateful. Like, because like when you reached out, I was like, oh, you like a YouTube channel, like that's pretty cool. Like, it's a cool dream to have. Like, and if like I could be a part of that, like the start of it, or like I don't know if you already have it. Or like,
no, I have nothing
really,
but an idea.
So so if I can be like one, like if like me and Carousel and whoever else are like doing these, then like, and if I can be a part of that, then like, I'd just be really grateful because like I feel like it's like a good experience. You get to be able to talk about things like that, like with somebody who has gone through like similar stuff, and just like get to know somebody who is also just an American, like chilling in Costa Rica. And I feel like you have like a cool story. Like you came here and then just like decided you wanted to live here and like never moved back to the US. Like you go back and visit, but like you've never like,
I do not.
You haven't lived in the US since you like came here, right?
It's been 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
I thought it was going to be 5 months, and then 8 years later.
You ever see yourself going back or going to another place, or no?
It's hard to do. I mean, I just love this country so much now. I love these people so much. The experience just keeps giving me new things, and I didn't see it coming. So I'm like, why am I going to leave this thing that keeps giving me like serving up surprises that I didn't see? Yeah. It's just So no, and just that, to think that, the Spanish speakers, we have we just automatically kind of have a connection to Spanish speaking countries. And so I mean, this is a good place to get to Mexico, to get to, Panama is easy. Nicaragua's easy. But to Guatemala, I still need to go to El Salvador, which is super safe to go to now, and like a destination now for travelers. Me and a buddy are talking about going to South America next year. So I have to get my foot on South American soil as soon as possible. And it's just so much easier to do it here, and affordable, and Airbnb in South and Central America is
it's all the hostels and everything.
It's like things have been like pushing me to this, and then if I would ruin it if I didn't just keep going.
Well, I feel like it's just such a unique story, and it's really funny how you just like happen to run in. Because you just kind of like ran into like some of the other people from my program like here, right? That's so funny. Like it just worked out that way. Like, that's hilarious. Like, who would have thought? Like, I wouldn't have thought that like I would have met somebody like you, like when I came down here, like a foreigner who just like stayed here, like happens to like teach English while also like continuing to like learn Spanish. And it's like have a lot of connections and stuff. Like,
yeah, man.
I feel like, it's just funny the way that it worked out. Like, it's so random. Like, you just run into, like, some of my friends in a cafe, and they're, like, trying to improve their Spanish. You're like, oh, yeah, by the way, like, I can really help you with that. Like, I am a teacher, by the way. Like, so that's so funny.
Yeah, I just want more, and I'm willing to be patient and say, okay, universe, I got an Archie in my life now, and I got a Carosella, and so let's keep this good stuff coming.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, man. So we're keeping in touch, bud.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I was like elaborate enough, like with my answers and everything.
Awesome.
Like, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a hugger. Bring it in. Love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to meet you. Yeah. Definitely keep in touch, and definitely you got to let me know about the YouTube. Got to let all of us know.
I know.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. It's been on my mind for a long time, and it's just
hardest part is starting.
It's the start. It's going to be murder. It's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
I have no workflow. I don't have anything. So but that, let's say that's the hardest part is just you start and then it'll be this normal thing. And then I'll be like, such an idiot. Why didn't I do this ages ago?
Yeah.
But also there's that,
It's easy to say, but like in the moment, I know.
and also there's that imposter syndrome, like, oh, you want to be a YouTuber now? It's like, well, kind of, but it's just like, it's more.
It's more just like a passion or fun. Yeah, I got it.
It's like,
Nothing wrong with that.
I gotta, you know, when you make connections like this, and then I'm like, you know, it's funny, like we're kind of getting to know each other on camera.
Yeah. Well, because it's like it's more just like a chat. It's just like two people just like learning things about each other, talking about life or whatever. It's not like you're just the interviewer and you're asking me these questions, and it's not like a job interview.
No,
it's something like that. So I feel like, I mean,
and I'm a teacher. This is not for a grade.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not. I'm not giving you
and
any
I feel
homework.
like it's content that people I feel like would be interested in or should be interested in. Like I know, like myself, like I would be willing to watch like on like one of the funny things is like a lot of my Instagram videos that I see are just like it's like foreigners it's like foreigners who like are in Japan or China or Korea or like Europe, South America, wherever, and they're being interviewed and they're basically just like telling their life story, like, oh, like, yeah, I moved here for work, or I moved here for a relationship, or I moved here just because I wanted to, and like they learn the language, and it's like stuff like that. It's just like really interesting to hear like other people's stories, like people who no longer live in the US, who like really expanded their horizons, like who like don't ever feel like going back, like they don't feel the need to go back, they don't have any sort of like crazy thing like grounding them, like they're just like free spirits. And like I love watching those videos because it's just like some white dude or some black guy or some Latino guy just like chilling in Japan like with the locals, and they know the language and they have a job, and like I just love I like hearing stories like that, and they're being interviewed by like local people. And it's just like it gives you like a different perspective, I feel like, on like how connected the world can be, like, and how easy it is to really just like immerse yourself in another place and fall in love with it, like because it's a whole wide world out there. The US is like, it's such like a bubble, like, and once you can kind of like not escape it, but like feel another sort of like vibe, different culture, different place, like you realize like how much is out there for you, like because like growing up in the US, you're kind of learning that like, yeah, the US is a global superpower and it's a free country. Everybody in history has always wanted to immigrate here for work or for taking care of their family, whatever. But then you like leave and you realize like, wow, like other places are just so much better. Like, and you like,
and everything's got like their strengths. Like, you know, it's like for me, I noticed the biggest thing is the friendliness here. It's kind of,
it's so much,
you know, similar to I guess what we call Southern hospitality in the US. It's the close.
That could be argued. That could be argued now. If not as strong as it once was.
Yeah, it could be. But it's like the friendliness here is amazing.
Definitely.
Never know. And in Mexico, dude. Yeah. Mexico, Archie, you gotta go to Mexico. You gotta go to Mexico City. I made 2 friends, not even trying, when I was in Mexico City. It's just it's pretty close to like Costa Rica friendly level.
Wow.
Yeah, because Mexico has gotten a really bad rap. From their past.
It's just it's a lot of US propaganda. Like
but a lot of people, they hold on to that and they're not willing to consider anything else, and they're just like dangerous. And I got there, I'm like, lights, you know, police presence, not because it's, you know, people are walking around with machine guns, but it's just, you know, it's a normal city. And
it's like any other place. Like,
I was like, wow, I love Mexico City. So, bro, go. The tacos are dirt cheap and delicious. Oh my God, you got to go, Archie.
I want to visit.
I almost want to say, let's go.
I want to visit Mexico just because I feel like I think their like indigenous history is super interesting, and so I feel like just going to Mexico City for that would be really cool, because I'm pretty sure like Mexico City is where Tenochtitlan was, like the capital of the Aztec Empire. Yeah. And so I feel like they just gotta have like so many historic things there. Like there's so many cool things to see and visit. And then it's just like more opportunity for like Spanish improve.
Bro, I went to the Frida Kahlo Museum.
Yes. Like,
Beautiful. I almost cried. I thought I got a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
Being there, and they did a good job. Not that I'm this museum connoisseur or anything, but it was I was very happy with getting that.
Yeah.
And I said I love you. I love you, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So
We're very
touch,
grateful.
though.
Yeah. For
So this is hasta luego.
Yeah.
It's, forever goodbye. But yeah, so you go back when?
Saturday. Yeah. So
Okay.
I got work in person tomorrow, and then I work virtually on Friday, and then go back early, like real early in the morning on Saturday, like 7:30 or so, something like that.
How long is your flight? Is it direct or you have one?
I have a layover in Houston.
Yeah.
And then Houston to Chicago is like 3 hours. Yeah, maybe a little bit less. From here to Houston, it's like around 3, I want to say. So it's like 6 hours in total, which is not bad. Like,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah, not terribly far.
Yeah. Good move.